Welcome to the Season 1 recap of The Family Man. The Indian Coast Guard captures three ISIS terrorists in Arabian Sea near Kochi. Force 1 is tasked to handle the transportation of this personnel under task supervision. Meanwhile, Dhriti, daughter of Shrikant Tiwari who works for task, is on the brink of suspension from school for her activities. The ISIS personnel tries to escape in Mumbai, which results in a shooting by Force 1. Shrikant convinces Musa, one of the ISIS operatives, to surrender. Meanwhile, in Pakistan, Major Samir is planning a mission in India to force India into taking military action. One of the ISIS militants plants a scooter bomb and is considered by Samir for Mission Zulfikar. The bomb planted by ISIS militants in the scooter near Black Horse statue explodes even after the security forces try to defuse it. Chief analysts of Task receive information about three gaming engineers who are linked with ISIS. Shrikant plans to arrest them. After arresting them at their company on interrogation, they mention a Dropbox and strongly suspect it is a student in Victoria College, but they reveal that they have never met him face to face. Under the instructions of Task, local police monitors the Dropbox. Meanwhile, in college, Karim is contacted by ISIS for a mission. In Pakistan, Major Samir plans to misguide the intelligence of India to throw them off the trail. Karim, at Victoria College, picks up a message from the Dropbox and hence falls in the radar of Task. Task sets up surveillance at Karim's room and finds that he is planning something with a floor plan and guest list. However, Karim has suspicions that he is being watched and gives Task the slip. Karim with two of his friends are shown preparing a van to get into a party. Task scrambles to find his location, otherwise they will have to evacuate the market. Shrikant suspects that his wife is having an affair with Arvind, whereas Suchitra is just meeting Arvind for a new job offer. However, Shrikant traces her phone and confronts her at the hotel, where Suchitra and Arvind are just having drinks. Task is meanwhile able to hack into Karim's hard drive, and they figure out the location of the strike. On night of attack by him, Karim and his friends run into the roadblock set up by Task. One of Karim's friends starts shooting, and hence all three are shot down in the return fire. Task finds out that their plan was just to feed beef to the guests in the party and not to bomb the place. Shrikant reaches home drunk and accuses Suchitra of having an affair. Karim and his friends are branded as terrorists to save Task's face. In the last scene, it is shown that the actual person responsible for the scooter bombing is Sajid, also a student from Victoria College who has been released from jail after a rough interrogation. Sajid meets with ISIS agents who tell him that they have bigger plans for him, and Karim was sacrificed to protect his identity. Shrikant is under investigation and during interrogation assumes all the blame on himself. Guilt-ridden, Shrikant visits Karim's girlfriend Jonali and tells her that Karim is not a terrorist. On the other hand, Musa seduces Nurse Mary to meet his ends. He is able to make a call using Mary's cell phone and informs ISIS militants that he will escape from hospital in 2 to 3 days. In the middle of having sex with Mary, he leaves his hospital room to see Asif. There, Musa kills Asif by injecting potassium into his blood. Sajid's next task is to go to Srinagar for Mission Zulfikar. Meanwhile, Shrikant is temporarily transferred to Srinagar as punishment. He and Suchitra are still not on speaking terms. When Shrikant reaches Srinagar, Kulkarni then tells him that there is a reason for his transfer, as they received intel from RAW about a key terrorist sleeper agent coming to Srinagar. In flashback, it is shown that Musa is one of Faizan's top ISIS agent and he had orchestrated a terrorist attack in Istanbul in which he killed 270 people with nerve gas. Major Samir recruits him for Mission Zulfikar. At present, Nurse Mary is scared when she learns about Asif's death but does not reveal the truth to Task or any other authorities. Asif's death is attributed to cardiac arrest and the security force is substantially reduced in the hospital while Pasha is suspended. The team at Srinagar is tracking Basharat, who supervises every terrorist activity in Kashmir. Shrikant has his doubts that Musa is Al-Qatil and asks Talpade and Pasha to rush to the hospital. At the hospital, Jayesh, Zoya and Milind are guarding Musa when four armed men attack the hospital in order to free Al-Qatil. In the fighting that ensues, Jayesh and Pasha are killed along the four attackers. During the ensuing firefight in hospital, Musa is able to escape from the hospital, but only after brutally murdering Mary with a surgical knife and leaving a trail of bodies behind him. As the news of the attack at hospital spreads, Task faces criticism and investigation. In Srinagar, Sajid gets impatient and demands a call with Faizan. Meanwhile, the Indian Security Forces team gets the intel that Basharat is attending a wedding in Baramulla. Basharat attends the wedding to meet Sajid and to get him in touch with Faizan. Shrikant, being anxious, enters the wedding in disguise and recognizes Sajid as one of the suspects arrested by Mumbai police. But Shrikant continues to pursue Sajid, ignoring the warning and orders from Saloni and Major Vikram. Shrikant's impulsive actions causes the army to lose Basharat's trail, and Sajid easily escapes in Baramulla with support from the locals. Faizan is captured in Pakistan in an operation by US forces. Shrikant enters Balochistan with the help of an undercover raw agent. They extract information out of Faizan posing as agents from the ISI, appealing to his patriotism towards Pakistan. It is found that the terrorists are planning to release a nerve gas in New Delhi. The gas has been smuggled into Kashmir over time and is now being transported to Delhi. Sajid is supposed to transport the nerve gas and build the bomb together with Musa. The PM of India is alerted about this plan. Some officials of Task accidentally send an SMS to Junali from Karim's phone. This makes Junali curious and she goes on a search for Karim's body cam, which is hidden in an abandoned car. Pakistan's PM makes a deal with General Ansari, and General Ansari abandons Mission Zulfikar. Major Samir is arrested by 111 Infantry of Pakistan Army and provides the details of the nerve gas attack when he finds out about General Ansari's deal, but is able to warn Basharat, who catches up with Sajid and warns him, but the Indian army is able to procure all the nerve gas canisters and Basharat dies in crossfire. Musa is planning another attack by blackmailing a chemical engineer, Vaibhav, in New Delhi. Sajid meets with Musa in New Delhi where Musa informs him that there is a plan B for Mission Zulfikar. Task realizes that Mission Zulfikar is not over. Musa's plan is to recreate the Bhopal gas tragedy in New Delhi. Sajid blackmails Vaibhav to gain entry into Orion chemical plant. Musa and Sajid get into the chemical plant and Musa kills Vaibhav. Musa sets up the plan to spew toxic gases which will kill everyone in Delhi within 2 hours. Zoya and Milind enter the chemical plant and end up in a crossfire with Musa's men disguised as security guards. Shrikant meets Musa's mother in Delhi and realizes a video in the news in which Musa's mother appeals to him to surrender. Musa changes his mind and decides to stop the toxic gas from leaking, but Sajid disagrees and kills Musa. Shrikant and Talpade again prematurely celebrate their victory when they find Musa's dead body. Meanwhile, Zoya and Milind are pinned in the crossfire and are unable to reach Shrikant. In the last scene, it is shown that the pressure has reached the critical limit and the toxic gases have started leaking while Zoya cries in desperation. Suddenly, one of the containers bursts open after reaching the critical pressure, and the show ends on a cliffhanger. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, then hit the subscribe button and also follow us on Instagram.